shining once again. Raise your pickles. Not seen him in ages. Come here, buddy. He's looking at me. He's looking at you. Ow. I missed you. What is going on, you wonderful people? Out of here, Piggle. Do one, mate. Do one. Welcome once again to another drama time on this fucking Friday. It's roasting in here. Andy confirmed the hotness.
Hot as balls, mate.
It is hot as balls. There's a pair of sweaty balls in front of you right now. That's unos, dos, sweaty balls confirmed. Iggle Piggle up in this bitch, looking good. And I hope all of you have had a tremendous week, because we have. Patreons, check your email. The next big video went out. It'll be out in a week's time for everybody else. Don't worry about it, but check your emails. It's in there. It's got some interesting scene ideas in there. Interesting scene ideas in there that we thought were kind of funny. And it seems that you guys did too, for those of you who already watched it. So that worked out really, really well. That worked out tremendously well for us, because it's very much like, did we go too far this time? Nah, we did okay. We did okay. We did all right. We did all right. So that is out for you guys now, but that's not why you're here today. The girls have replied in force. I did say a couple of weeks ago, the girls just we're taking a hammering. Taking a hammering from you guys. From all these guys wielding penis. They were taking a hammering. Taking a hammering, so the girls have replied in force. The girls have replied in force, which I think is all good, man. All good. My girls are fucking fighting you guys. But we're going to kick off with a little boy one. A little boy one to get us started. We're going to kick off with a little boy story. Which is just really sad in all ways. Aww. Aww. Oh, does anybody remember their first raid? I don't. I don't remember mine at all. I don't think so. It was probably Molten Core. It must have been Molten Core. I can't remember it though. I don't know. Karazhan? Good God almighty. Karazhan's your first raid? That was a really good start. Bummer, right? I had a really... Oh, Hellfire Citadel. That's alright. Hellfire Citadel was alright. You entered your first raid. Let me take you back to your first raid. You invited so many people. It wasn't LFR this time. This is like the real shit. You're getting into it now. It matters what you do. People are checking what you do. And you walked in. You gaze upon the battlements of the Hellfire Citadel. You gaze upon it. And what doth you see? Hellfire Assault. Rip. Rip the dream. It was straight into Hellfire Assault. Good God all fucking mighty. Oh, okay. This is raiding then? Alright. Sure. I guess so. I guess so. Hellfire Citadel is going to be our start. Anyway, let's have a look. This is a short one before we get into the girls' stories. It's a short one. It's a short one. I'm sure your first pull of Hellfire Assault was great. I'm doing a show. Hiya. You're killing me. Get out. Every week.
Hiya.
Every week. Go.
Bye.
Go. Go. We're starting off with a short story without somebody creepily standing over my shoulder. It makes me so, like... Because I can't see. And then I see it in the camera. And it's there. It's the boobs as well. And, like, I like them boobs. A lot. And now I've got to, like, refocus on drama. Fuck, dude. You know what I mean? I've got to stick here with a wall of stonk like an absolute loser. Right. There's no names in this one. There's no names in this one. I do look. Bye. Hello, Preacher, and hello to Ghosty.
Sup?
What are you playing? Ooh.
Trees, mate.
Yeah, it looks good, that one. Looks good. Looks like you're playing Heroes of the Storm a little bit.
Kinda.
A little bit. It looks kind of cool, though. Hello to Ghosty if he's there as well. I've been watching your channel since the very, 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 very beginning. I've spent countless hours watching Drama Time. So I thought I might share this little tale with you. My WoW career started with my sexy aunt. Can we all, in the chat, girls and lads, give it up for the sexy aunts? Yes. Respecting. When her boyfriend, now husband, got a scholarship to do part of his doctorate in a different country, she found herself with a lot of time on her hands. Sounds clingy to me, mate. She sounds fucking clingy. Sexy as she may be, if you are her hobby, that ain't good enough, right? I should be able to fuck off for like 2-3 years without you getting bored. That's all I'm saying. Her solution to all this, of course, was to start playing her some World of Warcraft. The Burning Crusade. And she spent the time that she was away from home doing progress throughout TBC and Wrath. My first introduction to the game happened when I was 8 years of age. That's against the EULA. The TOC, that is a forum thread in and of itself. She would come home, show me the game, and I was hooked instantly. I still remember meeting her at my grandma's house, waiting patiently for the opportunity to ask her to take out her Alienware laptop. Ding! It says in brackets though, back then the colours alone were almost as cool as the game. The laptop's almost as cool as the game. It is. It's Alienware, bros. Can I get a fucking... And let me play. Playing for me though was not so simple. I was fine with the mechanics and always comfortable with the computer coming from a family of computer geeks. The problem though was questing. You see, I do not sprachen the Anglais. It is not my native tongue. And back then, I couldn't understand English at fucking all. So when I'd want to play, I had to have an adult sit next to me and read quest text to me. Mother of fucking Christ. And this is why you don't want kids. You might end up in this fucking scenario where you got to sit there reading TBC or Wrath quest text. It's fine. It just says kill 5 boars. That's what it says. No, there's loads of lines though, Daddy. There's loads of lines. It's just 5. It says 5 boars. Just kill the 5 fucking boars, bro. Seriously, it's the same quest over and over again. It really is. It's the same thing over and over again. You kill the 5 boars, kill the 5 deers. You don't have to read all that shit. Stop it. Needless to say, I didn't get far with my first character, an undead mage. I kept playing occasionally on her account, but I never capped. One day when I was frustrated with not being able to understand all these stupid English words, she promised me that if I learned the power of the English, she would buy me the game and pay the subscription for me. She had assumed I was a lazy cunt and would never ever bother to learn a new language just to play a video game. And by the time I would, I'd have forgotten all about it. Wrong, sexy ant. Take your perky, weirdly perky 50-year-old breasts and watch some shit go down. Because I'm a kid and you promised me a video game. You done fucked up, ant. You done fucked up. Eventually, a few months later, after the promise was made, my parents told me that we were moving to Canada, where I picked up the language in just over a month. Yeah, but you taught Canadian, bro. I want to play. I want to get a game, eh? You gonna buy me the game, eh? Hey, auntie, you hoser.
Mexican.
Hey, you hoser. All you need to speak Canadian. In fact, what if you learnt French? Fucker. They told me it was English. French. Bastard. Je suis le baguette. That's not English, dickhead.
Je suis le poutine.
Where's Cadbury's fingers, you thick cunt? It's fucking French.
Où est le maple?
Syrup. We don't say syrup. I smugly reminded her of the promise in English. Remember that promise, Auntie? Lo and behold, Auntie came through. I got an account and capped my mage right in time for the Dragon Soul LFR. Yes. Thank God. Lucky old you. You did a favour. I had read up on the bosses. Oh, he's researching the LFR, boys. Going in. Goggles on. I'd started watching your guides to understand how my character worked. I thought I had it pretty good. Generally, I was out DPSing much higher geared people in the heroics and LFRs. But I got tired of randoms. I wanted to raid. So I began looking for a guild. And after no application process or trial, I was invited to a raid team. Yes. Yes, I managed to bypass the 2 trickiest things about joining a guild. The application process and the trial. I'm just in. I felt so proud of myself. We entered the Dragon Soul normal 10-man. Of course, my guild didn't have 10 people, so we pugged 4 of them. We're going in. I'd done my research. I knew the bosses. I knew my class. I had done this a million times on LFR. It can't possibly go wrong. As we lined up for Morchok, I got a whisper from our raid leader. Hey, Hoser, why aren't you in Vent? I was confused. The fuck is Vent? He was nice enough to tell me it was voice comms, and I should download it. I had never heard of voice comms before, but I trusted the raid leader because he was raid leader. And that means something. I went to the Ventrilo website and tried to download it. But then I saw it. Then I saw what would be the downfall of my very first raid. It popped up on my screen. Can anybody guess? It's fucking amazing. So good. Administrator access required. At the time I was 12. And I didn't have admin on my own computer. I went to my dad and asked him if he would please download Ventrilo for me so I can raid. But he said, "You're not talking to pedos on the internet."
Rickety Rex.
I ran back to my computer and lied about how I was raiding at work and couldn't download Vent. The raid leader called me though. How did I download Warcraft if I couldn't download Vent? Whoa!
Trusted websites, mate. The fucking raid leader's an idiot.
I instantly G-quit. Not even Morchok 10 normal, man. Feels bad.
Ooh.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. After this experience, I realised that I couldn't progress in the game as much as I wanted. That was it. That's as far as he got. He got into looking at Morchok 10 normal. That's as far as he got. That was it. Doomed. From that point, that was the line he could not cross. Recently, however, I turned 16. I mentioned this story to my dad nonchalantly. He said he didn't even remember not letting me raid and told me to fuck off and do whatever I want. There is some of the changes when he's 16, isn't there?
Yep.
There's some of the changes when he's 16. Do you ever allowed to do that? You're a man! I don't fucking care!
Get a job!
Get a fucking job! Pay me some rent, you little prick!
Just leave the house so I can plough your mum!
I know! 16 years I've put up with your shit, changing your ass. Fuck off.
Fucking hell.
So, happily, I'm now in a guild on a different realm, raiding the Nighthold very casually. Thank you for reading my little story. Fuck off! Fucking mithering me. That is true though. When you go out, I'm dying to fuck, and you fucking in the house, annoying me. He sleeps on midday.
I should be taters deep by now, but I'm having this fucking conversation.
16 years I've had awkward fucking sex because of you. Go out!
Fuck off!
Buy a laptop, prick. Alright, let's get the girls in. It's true. You guys might not know it. You youngsters don't realise that as soon as you leave the house, mum and dad are fucking like all over the place, man. Just like non-stop.
And just to make it awkward, sometimes they do it while you're there.
That's true as well. And guess what? When they're nearly close, not arse if you walked in.
Nope.
The rookie not arse.
The first thing to go out the window is pride.
The longer it goes on, the less fucks are given. As more fucks are given, ironically.
True.
Sorry, youngsters, but it's true.
True.
I think I'm going to sacrifice a fucking crushing...
Exactly.
Oh, because you're walking up the stairs. Fuck off.
And if your mum's like one of them straight talking mums, the chance she probably takes back door.
Think about that next time you give your mum a kiss before school. Alright then, I've probably just ruined a lot of kids' lives. Game on! Game on! Right, we need some names for this one. Right, so these are from our girlies. Hello, Preachy's mum. Hello. Not changing my show. Right, Pisslinger. I love that Emma just sends me all the names now. Yay! Calendar. Good man. We need 3 guild names, chat, if you want to get on that. Deviated Path.
Butt stuff.
That's an epic name.
Butt stuff?
Butt stuff? Can I say butt stuff? Hidden Wildcard. That's a girl's name. We don't need a girl's name in this one. Greylander. Okay. Sorry, Andy, I've got to ditch you.
What? You mean you got to ditch me?
You're over.
I'm not in the fucking drama time anyway. I shouldn't be
out.
there.
You're out.
Amateur hour over there.
Fucking out. Right, what we having? The Yeasty Queefs. Accepted. 9 inches unbuffed and the Sexy Ducklings. I like your thinking, mate.
The Tumble Watts.
Give it up. She's gone, man. She's gone. She joined the working world. She's out of here. Alright then. I don't want to get anybody too excited, but this lady hails from a big hello from Team Sweden.
Oh, nice.
I bet I look like... hang on. Let me douche up for our Swedish lady.
Wait.
What?
Got you covered, bro.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I need, if it's a Swedish girl, I need to be proper
Why don't you
douche.
snap your fingers?
Alright. Alright. Full douche. Anybody want to go for a cocktail?
Either full douche, mate, or classic Magneto.
I don't know, Charles.
Is that what they say?
I don't know what they say. No one will put something on my skin. Alright then. Hello, a big hello from Team Sweden to you. A preacher, Ghosty.
Howdy, ma'am.
And all a big bro fist to all the magnificent bastards in chat. I, being late to the party as usual, discovered your channel last year when surfing the YouTubes, looking for info to help me decide if I should play some World of Warcraft Legion. I have to admit, it took me a little while before discovering that drama time, but once I did, I found where I belonged. And binged all 3 seasons, milady. Hearing all these amazing, hilarious stories made me reminisce about my years in WoW, and I finally decided to share a little story about all the effort I have made towards finding a guild in which I could raid as a melee. I am Butch Bob. I'm going full douche. Got a fedora, and scarf. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. This story takes place during Cataclysm. But I started playing mid-Burning Crusade after our IRL friends who were married talked us into trying the game. I was completely new to MMOs at the time, despite being 27. 27? Fuck off. De-douching. 27? Might as well be a grandma, mate. 27. As I said, I'm always late to the party. But I was not new to gaming or fantasy RPGs in general. When I was 5 or 6 years old, my dad gave me a Game Watch with Donkey Kong Jr.
Spoiled prick.
Greedy. Elitist. Princess. A Game Watch, eh? Your own Game Watch. Back in my day, I had to share one game of Pong between 8 people. It was to keep me occupied and quiet while on a transatlantic flight. Fucking planes, mate. Planes and a Donkey Kong watch. Oof. Oof. This joy of trying not to have my gorilla die to crocodiles would eventually lead me down the nerdy path which is strewn with Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, Forgotten Realms, BioWare, Bethesda, and ultimately Blizzard. This girl knows how to fucking throw a pair of dice, doesn't she? Throw a dice, roll a dice, eh? Know what I mean? She knows. She can do it. Got that D&D skills, mate. Chat will probably call shenanigans at this point. So you've been thrown into the fucking grinder here, boys and girls. What with me being a lady and all. But the first character I ever made in WoW, and who could go on to be my main for many years, was a female night elf rogue. I believe that. I do. It just means you've got a sinister streak. A sinister streak. Why, you might ask? Because I have always been a rogue thief whenever called upon to decide a class in any fantasy setting. I really like dual-wielding sharp weapons and stabbing people in the back. Nice. I wanted to roll Horde, but my friends were Alliance, and as they were going to help me and my boyfriend, Pisslinger, Alliance it was. Now, I just want to point out they actually did help us from time to time, both by boosting us and grouping with us in dungeons with their various alts. Yeah, they were nice guys. They allowed their alts to come along. Pisslinger rolled, much to my chagrin, a Gnome Warlock. I was so distressed at the thought of having to be with a gnome that I literally threatened to withhold sex. I'm back in the game. This is my girl. I will not fuck a gnome. Change it.
Would you not?
What?
Would you not fuck a gnome?
What's this got to do with me?
I'm asking you.
She won't fuck a gnome. Don't bring me into this.
Frigid bitch. Missionary is it, man? Hey? Under the covers.
I am not letting that inside of me.
Lights off.
He saw through my bluff, though. He must have a massive dong. Pisslinger dick. He's like, yeah, right. As if you don't want none of this. He made his warlock, and we set about exploring the game. I kind of feel like he alphaed the shit out here. Yeah, and leveled together. I was naturally fucking shit at first, running around, sinister striking with daggers, putting points randomly all over the goddamn place, but I got myself sorted after I found the elitist jerk forums. Never forget. Got me a spreadsheet, keybound abilities, and started doing sweet, sweet deeps. I raided casually in the Burning Crusade in a few different guilds. And what do you say, a few different guilds? That worries me. Rogue, like stabbing, a few different guilds in one expansion. How many different guilds have you guys been in Legion? Be honest. I'm not judging you. Ignore the fedora. It's not a part of this question. I really want to know. How many different guilds have you been in Legion? I've been in 2. At least 6? 6? 67? You liar. You liar. You liar. I've been in 2, but it's technically the same guild. So I'm claiming it's 1. I haven't changed my raid team, but technically it's 2 guilds. Technically. 5. How do you get 6? 24. Shut up, Salty Knife. You lie. You lie. I only ever got to see Kara, Gruul, McDermott, SSC, TK, Mount Hyjal. We never stepped into the Black Temple. But I had a grand time all the same, crushing those meters on Loot Reaver. See my Loot Reaver deeps, though. And distracting trash in Mount Hyjal. Did you just slow down my Mount Hyjal raid? Bruh. Bruh. No thanks. Wrath came along. I leveled my beloved rogue and joined a small, casual 10-man guild. Let's confirm this once again, everybody. It's a small, casual 10-man guild. Together with Pisslinger. We were officially a WoW raiding couple. The guild fell apart quickly. But it wasn't too much of a disaster as I had missed 25-man raids anyway. So I found a new guild and did 25-man, as well as 10-man before Ulduar. I burnt out completely in Ulduar, raiding 4 nights a week, while working full-time, commuting to work 40 hours a week in Sweden. 40 hours! Between working, raiding, researching, farming, mats, pot, ret, valor, honor, didn't leave me much time for IRL. ICCs when I came back. Not having learned a goddamn thing, I burned out again. By raiding on my rogue. She left the game, right? Because she burnt out. She burnt out. So when she came back for TOC, she decided this time to not burn out. She raided on her rogue, enhancement shaman, and a newly leveled blood elf rep pally. Good plan. I left the game again. I'm not going to burn out this time. I'm just going to raid on 3 characters So it's all good, man. It's all good. I got this. I got this. Enter the Cataclysm. At this point, I've had many guilds fall apart around me. I didn't know quite what to do with myself, so I did what I could without a guild. Pisslinger and I capped our mains, ran heroics with some IRL friends that got us into the game. I geared my rogue, shaman, and paladin. I feel you have a learning difficulty of some kind. Like, you seem to keep following the same path. But whatever, your choice.
Wow.
And I'm just saying. So I don't want to burn out. So I geared my rogue, shaman, and paladin. Found mats for crafted items for all three. In case I was to raid. I found the time to level... in between all this, I found the time to level a male warg and druid. So we've got 4 now. We've got 4 characters we're keeping up to scratch. At this point, my IRL friends I mentioned earlier come to me and to Pisslinger and invite us. They invited us to join an all Swedish. Right, I need to get closer. An all Swedish, all couples, IRL and online friends guild. We are ticking a lot of boxes here. It's all Swedish, all couple, IRL, and online friends guild. To raid 10 man. Sure, okay. I was desperate to raid, so we said yes. There's a small hitch though, isn't there always? The GM, Kalendor, was also a rogue. So while Pisslinger could join on his little Nomi Warlock, I was not allowed to join on my rogue. It's all coming together, boys. I foolishly. What did she end up playing? Come on, I'll give you all the clues. I'll give you all the clues. I'll give you all the clues. What did they suggest you should play? It's so good. I love it so much. Oh my god. I foolishly agreed to take one for the team and join on my now Night Elf, as I couldn't stand the warg and casting animation, Resto Druid. You can't come on your rogue. We do have an idea though. Huh? We're down a healer, so maybe you could be a little star. There was a small upside to this arrangement though. When there is only one warlock in a raid, and you're his only source of BJs and pussy, Dark Intent is all yours. Oh! Yes! I fucking love that. That is amazing! As Resto as well? Fuck, dude. Fucking hell. There's no way any other raider is going to be like, make the argument to beat that. Like, the Shadow Priests are like, bruh. He's like, BJs and pussy, man. Where are you? Where the fuck are you? Come at me. Like, and beat that. If you've got a better deal than what this bit of English Swedish crumpet offers me, go for it, dude. Go for it. You make your case, but it's gonna lose. For a casual guild made entirely out of friends with only 2 raid nights a week, we actually did alright. We cleared everything in Descent and Twilight on normal, plus the easier ones on Heroic. Firelands, though, bit of a bastard. We never did kill Raggy, and then we lost a member for a while due to IRL things, when him and his lady split up. So what happens when you put an all-sweet, all-couples IRL guild together, right? I mean, that's the problem. As we were only 10 people, yes, exactly 10 active raiders in a 10-man raiding guild. That'll happen in an all-couples guild. You're either going to have 10, 12, or 14. That's the nature of the beast. It is the nature of the beast. All our raiding stopped. I saw an opportunity here to go back to my first love. That sweet, sweet melee deeps. No one was recruiting rogues. So I settled for the next best thing. I found a guild with an opening for an enhancement shaman. I got in. Here I cleared heroic firelands. Sure, I was their designated off-spec healer. Oh, yeah, we've got a spot for an enhancement shaman. You can heal, though, right? No, you're definitely... No, you're an enhancement shaman. For sure. On farm. You can heal, though, right? Off-spec style. That's all I'm saying. Off-spec style. It's all good. But I was main-spec melee, and so I was happy. Just tell her she's enhancement. We'll give her some fucking maces or some shit. She'll be alright. She'll be alright. Just make a heal. It's 4.3. Enter patch 4.3. 6 rehashed models and a rogue-only Lego, or Dragon Soul, as it was called. Oh, that was harsh. The GM of my Swee Guild was a rogue, as you may remember. That was Mr. Calendor. Calendor was a rogue. So you can guess what happened next. The guild was revived! With the introduction of the legendary daggers, suddenly Calendor had a resurgence in raiding. The player that had left back in Firelands was back. Oh, they got back together. That's nice, isn't it? I feel like we're also on a journey of the couples of Sweden. They got back together so they can raid again. That's good news. My healing skills were once again needed. Did I say? Sorry, brah. I'm in heroic Dragon Soul on my shaman. Having fun getting those legendaries though, brah. Nope. I have an almost pathological need to be a nice and good girl. Andy.
Yes, bro.
She pathologically needs to be a good girl.
You know what that means.
That's fucking dirty talk, that, isn't it?
Fucking
that is some of the dirtiest
side.
shit you can say to a guy. Some girl's like, I have such a need to be a good girl. Oh, I'm going to ruin your life, man. Yeah. Are you kidding me? This is fucking criminal.
To a guy, that's a challenge.
That is a challenge. It's got to be fucking criminal. It's going to look like fucking Hunger Games up in this bitch in a minute.
You're going to get destroyed.
Jesus Christ. It's like a fucking... It's like the Octagon now. So there I was farming Dragon Soul. On 2 characters. Oh, you raided in both guilds. Of course you did. I'm farming the Dragon Soul on 2 characters. Neither of which were the character I wanted to play. And the character I wanted to play, I had to do the LFR every week. Okay. Add to this though, just in case it was needed, I would LFR and do the weekly pugs with my rep paladin. Good God. Oh man. I can't even get through 3 mythic pluses a week on my main. I can't do it. It's too much. An alt mythic plus to me is like, that's some crazy shit you're doing right there. Nerd. It's fucking nerdy, man. Back the fuck off. I honestly don't wish that much Dragon Soul on my worst enemy. How did I have the time for this, you might wonder? At this time, I had moved from Team Swede to Team Norway for work. Broken up with Pisslinger. Get fucked, Pisslinger. You lost that Swede. And that's no dark intent for you either, bruv. Oh, shit. Oh, no, he's the Warlock. Lost your DI, didn't you? That'll teach you. No DI. Didn't have to suck any more dick, though, for a DI. Swings and roundabouts. And as I had 0 friends in Norway... Where's my Norwegians at? The fuck, bros? You weren't welcoming this Swedish lady who plays some WoW? Bruh. The fuck are you doing? Fucking Norwegians, man. You better step your game up. All my spare time went into WoW. It went on for a while. I obviously had good times during this period. I especially remember the night that Deathwing dropped 2. No Khaled, the elements of death. Axes, I think. Oh, trust me, mate, we welcomed her good and plenty. Were the axes no Khaled? Was that the axes? I think so. And as no one needed them, I got them both. I was teased mercilessly for a long time afterwards for the noise I made over vent when I got them. Should have sent it. Should have recorded it. I could finally upgrade my LFR weapons. Think a loud lady nerdgasm. Now, I think we should all take a moment to think on that. Yeah, it's a good sound. All things came to an end as soon as Calidor got his daggers. After which the raiding side of our guild came to a complete stop. the week he got his daggers. Just like, I got him now. Oh, raid's over. IRL, bro. IRL coming in. IRL. The guild I raided with my shaman also fell apart due to most of the officers turning out to be teenage boys who had to go back to school after the summer was over. That's a bad reason for your guild to end. That's pretty shitty. I'm guildless yet again. I considered giving up but decided to make one last effort. We're doing it. It's the end of Cataclysm now. Not many guilds were recruiting, but I found a guild on my server that needed an enhancement shaman, but they were Horde. I applied anyway as a faction transfer, as a small price to pay for a chance to raid as melee. The shaman class leader liked my app. The fact that I had used Sims on my character made me a pretty big deal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Spreadsheets, y'all. My shaman became an orc, and back into the heroic dragon soul I went. All is well, right? We've made it. It's a Fedora. We're keeping it ghetto for our Swedish lady. All is well, right? Wrong! People were understandably sick to death of the dragon soul at this point. Sign-ups were getting sparse. We were getting low on healers. We're missing a healer. Anybody can heal, milady. I had mentioned in my app that at some points I had a resto off spec. You done fucked up, man. You done fucked up. My resto gear was dog shit, obviously, compared to my enhancement. But I was instantly called upon to help out with healing. It wasn't even a pause. It was like, that's you. Like, we need a healer. Come on now. Like, I've seen the internet, that's you. It's worth noting that our 10-man raid team had 3 shamans, but I apparently was the only one who could play resto. God, it's hard, bro. Like, I don't know how to do it. Didn't you say you could do it? That's what I heard. That's what I heard. It's in your app. Look, we'll bring up your app. I had fun in the guild despite having to be pretty much a permanent healer. Just a permanent healer at this point. I made friends, did transmog runs, and got help from the officer to improve my arena healing. I actually enjoyed PvP a lot, me. I went from absolute shit, we're talking 1750 rating, all the way up to near 2k. Fun fact though, mate, I actually became such good friends with the 3rd non-officer shaman that I flew to England for beer bants, pork pies, and fucked him. Nice! Shaman fucking. It's electrical, baby. It's the elements, yeah? That's nature, Holmes. That's fire. This girl, Andy, from Sweden likes WoW, likes beer, bants, pork pies, and fucking. I haven't got anything else on my list.
Anal.
I'll email her.
You ain't never seen a long dick!
Listen to this, Andy. I may have been forced to heal, but at least I got myself some nice dick and cheap pints of Cascale out of it, so it wasn't all bad.
She's a fucking win!
She's the winner! I might have to turn my douche scarf back on. I'm turning it. What? Good read. Is that... Oh, I can get you a beer. I'll buy you a pint. That's all I'm saying. Toot toot. You know what I'm saying? When Mr. Pandari was announced, I had basically become a main spec resto and resigned my fate. So we were asked to write our main spec for MOP on the guild forums. Knowing what would happen, I wrote Resto Shaman. They recruited another Resto Shaman, so I was asked to switch to a Resto Druid. Hey! You know you wrote Resto Shaman in your app and you used to be like a melee DPS and all that? Well, as it happens, we've got another healer. And you're like, oh shit, does that mean I can go melee? No. Can you play a druid though? That's all we're asking. I switched to Resto Druid, quit fucking raiding, had some drama with the English Shaman, no dick. Going back to Alliance, becoming social, good god, it all fell apart. It all fell apart. Lost raiding, lost dick, became social in another new guild, and then went pure PvP, mate, on my Resto Druid. Heart of the Wild, never forget. I played 2s and 3s. That's all I'm saying. 2s and 3s. I tried what? I took a break for a whole year, but Legion, I'm back. And I'm a filthy casual, he says. I'm faffing about as a social member with my holy/shadow priest. Are you ready to get triggered? Blood Elf. Male. Blood Elf male. My Resto Druid and my Rep Pally. My raid days are gone. I have proven I can't raid casually, and spending 30 hours a week in front of the PC doesn't really fly when you live with a partner who isn't quite as nerdy as you. I feel that. I feel that. And sometimes wants to hang out. Pricks, aren't they? Emma's like that. We should go out today. The PC's not out there. The fuck, man? And that's what I get with moving in with a... Oh my god! That's what I get for moving in with a PS4 gamer. Remove the fucking... No. Sex is excellent though, so it's totally worth. Does he watch the show? Does he? Does he? Does he? Let me reline this then, just in case he does watch. That's what I get for moving in with a casual PS4 gamer, as you can tell, due to his 30 FPS bed performance. Trying to slip in your compliments into my show, love. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's my little story of how I was unable, maybe because I'm a girl, maybe not, to ever play DPS. Nothing worse than 30 FPS sex, bros. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Which one was it? That's the backup. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, so we didn't use some of those names. I'm not sure who they were supposed to be. They weren't mentioned in the story. I think she probably wrote the stories first. So let's keep those in. Nice. Yeah, that works really well. Okay. I thought she was a good girl. Ooh. Anybody want to play some 30 FPS games? Alright. Now this is an item that I'll be totally honest with you guys, completely skipped me by as a non-member of the casual world at the time. The lust, passion, and dedication towards acquiring a battered hilt completely passed me by. However, I was very much aware of how much people coveted this precious item. Did many of you, I assume you guys, did you crave the battered hilt, Andy?
What's up, mate?
Did you ever crave the battered hilt?
I did, mate.
You did? You were part of the team?
As Transmog.
As Transmog, oh, okay.
And I got it.
And I got it. Of course. Okay. Welcome, J Ding Dong. J Ding Ding. Welcome. Hello, Preacher and the Ghosty and chat.
Hi, man.
Now, where's my Team America at? I am from the US of A. In a small, little, tiny state all the way in the northeast. Andy, you guess?
Never eat shredded wheats. Seattle.
Oh, you think Washington way? Seattle. Seattle. Rhode Island. Ooh. Rhode Island. A bit larger. North Carolina. Vermont. Nobody. 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 Oh, there we go. Nailed it. I can't see your name because it's dark blue. Docker. Maine. I am from Maine. Right? It's Boston, right? That Boston?
Massachusetts.
No. Maine. What's in Maine? I can't think of it.
University.
I want to Google Maine. The fuck is in Maine?
A university.
What is in Maine? 38 awesome things you should do when you go to Maine. Cadillac Mountain.
In a Kodiak Mountain.
I'm not even lying here. Alright, okay. This is when you know you live in a failed state. You ready? I couldn't have made this any better. Alright, this is how you know that the state you live in sucks. Alright. 38 awesome things to do when you're in Maine, right? So they've managed to come up with 38 amazing things to do in Maine. Number 1 is the Cadillac Mountain. That sounds pretty good. Apparently the picture was blocked by Instagram. Good start, right? It's a good start. Like, we've got to go to Cadillac Mountain. They instantly had to move to this as number 2. This is the number 2 thing to do in all of Maine. Is try a sandwich. Now, I don't want to judge the rating process of BuzzFeed. But if the second thing you can think of for people to come to your state, your state, is to try a sandwich, what's number 3? The garden. And then it's food again. Then have a cake. Then have a cake. And go and see the goat. Oh, the goat! It's pretty sick, dude. I mean, I don't want to, like, exaggerate, but I can do all of those things 5 minutes from where I live. Including, I can have you a goat here in a few minutes. I can literally make that happen. But anyway, we live in Maine. Goats are cool. Sure. Goats are cool. Just remember that. 38 is really stretching it. I guess so. I guess so. This is a tale of some experiences my brother... Oh, we're on the wrong screen. Let's change this back. Wrong one. There we go. Excuse me. Oh, I'm hoping this cough goes away by 7.2 on Wednesday. I have some experiences with my brother, the deviated path. My brother, deviated path. My brother and I both experienced when we first started playing some WoW. I saw the word Voidwalker. Some background then. I was probably age 12. That's allowed. I started in the Burning Crusade. My brother deviated path. And I used to watch our father, Greylander, that worked out really well, play World of Warcraft. And bug the living fuck out of him. Until finally one day, due to our constant annoyance, he let us make our own characters. But in true dad fashion, he told us that we were on our fucking own and that we should find out about the game for ourselves. That's a dad. I am not sitting here while you two try and figure this shit out. I am out. Have the PC. I'm going for a wank. I'm going to bang your mum. I'm going to do something. Fucking leave me alone. Minding me every time I try and play some Warcraft. He's just trying to do his fucking dailies, bro, and he's getting hassled constantly. To be honest, we didn't grasp the concept of WoW. We just thought it looked really cool. Deviated Path made his tune on my dad's account, and I used my stepmom's. Deviated Path went with a classic and incredibly fucking boring Human Warrior. What did Our Lady make, though?
Tauren priest.
Girls don't make Tauren priests. Bruh. I made myself a female night elf druid. Because I always thought elves looked sexy. Yeah. It's 2 for 2 this week, boys. That's 2 for 2. 2 for 2 this week. The female night elf druids winning. To be fair, though, if I was going to be an alliance druid, I'd be a female night elf too. They do look the best. So, you know what I mean? Just saying. Just saying. When I started questing, it was a lot harder than I expected it to be. I got to the... Let me tell you a story. All right, we're gonna epic it up a little bit. I got to the quest in the starting zone that you go into the cave and kill the giant green spiders. And at the end of the cave, there's a larger spider. The big spider. I fought my way through that cave very carefully. I was horrified about what might come round each and every turn. I was legitimately scared of the spiders. I saw the big spider in the distance. I felt so achieved when I finally brought it down. But I couldn't walk all the way back out of that cave. All the spiders had come back. I could see them from where I was stood. I tried to use my Hearthstone. I didn't know how to use my Hearthstone. I asked my brother how, and apparently his instructions weren't clear. I dragged it into the middle of my screen and clicked it. The dialog box popped up, and I clicked OK to use my Hearthstone. My Hearthstone was deleted. I couldn't go back through the cave of spiders. I logged out right there and then in that cave when I saw the big spider come back. I was certain that the game was over because I had deleted my Hearthstone and I was trapped in a spider cave. So I deleted my character and made a Blood Elf Warlock instead. You don't even know, man. You don't even know. Arachnophobia is very real. It's very real. And some of us might have gone through that cave without ever being traumatized, but for others, that was the last time they played that character. Some people legitimately walked into that cave and never came out. And I want you to think about that. The next time you roll an alt and you smugly getting through this content, are you watching someone like me get through a horror VR game? Just think, there's some people who turned that game on and they never came back. And that's the true story. I had learned from my previous mistake, thankfully. It took me a long, long time to level up, because if you couldn't tell, Warlocks, get ready for an exciting time, because we're going to teach you a new rotation. You ready, Warlocks? It's going to get good. Fedora time. If you're going to tell, I was really shit at this game. For example, after a while of leveling up, I had somehow acquired a quest to go to Orgrimmar. I don't remember how or when I came across this quest to travel to Orgrimmar, but I was always wondering, where is it? How do I get there? What to do? I didn't know what Orgrimmar was, but I should go there. I asked, what was it? Deviated Path, to please come with me. The journey looked far. I googled pictures and it looked horrifying. This is all word for word, by the way. I was convinced that the journey to Orgrimmar was probably going to get me killed. Mind you, Deviated Path played on his human warrior still, and was around level 40 at the time. Which means he had to travel quite the distance to come and help me. When we finally arrived, we moved to the entrance of Orgrimmar. Deviated Path was, of course, immediately killed, but I was fine. Deviated Path and I were both completely dumbfounded. We turned to Greylander to ask what had happened. He, of course, burst into laughter, calling us, and I quote this as I remember it to this day, fucking noobs. He then explained to me about the Horde and the Alliance. We had no idea that there was two factions in the game. All we saw was the different races side by side. Neither him nor I really gave a shit about the game until this point. I spent a lot of time after that getting help from Deviated Path while leveling up in STV. We understood that we weren't able to group because of factions. But we found a way around it. A very sneaky way. I would start attacking a little and get a little bit of damage off on trolls in Stranglethorn Vale. Then Deviated Path would come in strong and kill the mobs for me. I would get XP and it helped me level faster. I really needed, because I kept trading the green items I had gotten from mobs for gold and buying grey vendors, as I wasn't really stumped for leveling. I also didn't comprehend my rotation. Warlocks, prepare for a lesson. Are you ready? I decided it best to keep my Void Walker on passive most of the time, so he wouldn't die. My rotation came up like this. I would start off by chain casting Shadow Bolt as much as possible. But when things got close, I would switch it up to auto attack with my wand. Once they actually got in contact and I could no longer cast spells, I would then use Hellfire until it died. Now, I don't want to tell any of these people how to get some fat dick logs. But I think we can all agree that the meta just changed. The game just changed for every Warlock in this chat. Okay? So, I'm pretty sure now that I should make a guide on that, and you guys can win as well. It's a solid rotation. How can they interrupt me if I don't get interrupted? Yeah? Artus is like, I want everyone to know this rotation is bad. Don't use it. Let's go to Wrath. Greylander's Realm Storm Rage was at the time filled, and he wanted room for a Death Knight. This dad gives zero fucks, by the way. A free realm transfer was available, and my brother was sent off to the realm of Kel'Thalas, unknowingly to my father, a Spanish-speaking realm. I need space for a DK. I'm going to move your character to the Spanish realm. Questions. Questions. Which my brother and I obviously didn't speak the language, so that kind of put a damper on things. But whatever, Wrath was out. We were pumped to create our DKs together. Deviated Path wanted to play on the Alliance, and there was no compromising with him. We created two fun-sized gnome DKs called Me Death and Me Death 2. I swear the names were his idea, not mine. I played Blood, and Deviated played Frost. We leveled pretty fast but grew bored of questing because we wanted to do dungeons. We had heard of dungeons. We had seen Greylander do dungeons. It was something that we had always looked forward to. The good thing is that Deviated and I were always in control of the groups, and I had started learning some Spanish in school so I could communicate a little bit on our realm. Of course, neither Deviated or I were much better at this point, and it was a miracle we got anything done. We got flamed constantly by randoms, but each time they raged at us, we learnt something new. For example, neither of us knew about diseases for DKs. A mystery, one might say. But one day, a random guy told us about diseases. Eventually, it was time to do heroic dungeons. We were nervous. Deviated and I felt like we were on top of the world as we were stepping up to this higher tier of play. One heroic I remember specifically. The heroic Pit of Sauron. We got about halfway through the dungeon and the battered hilt dropped. I asked the Deviated Path, "What is this? What is this, gay?" Because at the time, he was a little bit more experienced than I. Deviated told me It says, this item begins a quest. We were capped, so we didn't do quests anymore, so we passed on it and continued the dungeon. Greylander got home from work and we asked him what the battered hilt was and why quest items would drop when we were already capped. He asked why. We told him it had dropped in the dungeon and that of course we both passed on it as we didn't need the XP. Greylander's mouth dropped. He stood there frozen for the longest time. And finally he said, what the fuck is wrong with both of you? What have I raised? He explained to us what it was. Of course we felt pretty fucking dumb after that and he has still, yet to this day, let us live it down. Eventually though, we branched off and started new characters together. I made a night elf priest. My brother made a night elf druid. Yes, that's right, preacher in chat. My main now in Legion is a holy priest. Shocking, I know. I've also gotten better at the game now and do almost everything I can in WoW. Thank you for listening to my little newbie tales. Good God almighty! I'm not going to need a quest item. I'm capped. I don't need y'all's XP. I don't need y'all's XP. Stupid. What y'all rolling on it for? You guys are capped too, idiots. Fucking idiots. Yeah, this dad needs to pay more attention to these kids gaming because honestly, it's fucking sad at this point. They need to step their fucking game up, right? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and that's not what we want. Ladies and gents, that brings us to the end of this week's drama. But fear not, we're back tomorrow, and we're doing our first multiplayer session with viewers tomorrow. We're playing some Killing Floor 2, which is, coincidentally, free on Steam this weekend. Weird, right? Almost a little weird. So we'll be doing that tomorrow as well as, of course, covering some 7.2 stuff, having some bants and some good fun tomorrow night. Yeah. Other than that, we're back on Monday. There'll be a lot of WoW next week, obviously, with 7.2 launching on Wednesday for us in the EU. We'll be doing all that good shit. So probably Monday, Tuesday, we'll try and wrap up as much as we humanly can in the pre-7.2 world to even get everybody as much as they could possibly do. So watch out for that from Monday if I don't see you this weekend. If you're doing something else, have a great weekend, guys. Thank you from everyone. We had a great week with Mass Effect and such. And World of Warcraft as well. And of course, if you're a Patreon, check your email. Our latest big video went out to you today. For everyone else, it comes out a week today. So you can have that next Friday. All right. Andy's first big video that he did all on his own. Bye, everybody. See you later. Have a good time. I'm going to go see my boys. Say it bye.
Ah!
Say bye.
I did. It's walkie talk.
Bye, everybody.